No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to smack it raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. Views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smackin Raw podcast, episode 162. I am your host, the Warden, Matt Ritter, and I am back, as always, with my co-host, Sir Cussalott, Travis Pointer, a.k.a. Super Saiyan 2 Black Nappa, a.k.a. the Dragon King, a.k.a. Big T, a.k.a. Sweet T, a.k.a. T-Money, a.k.a. Black Merlin, a.k.a. the HNIC.
What's that?
And our very special guest this week, Twitch streamer, NXT enthusiast, AEW hater, and contributor to Wrestling News World. What's going on, DROD, man? I'm happy to have you here.
I am so glad, Matt, that you know how to introduce somebody and get the hype rolling for somebody, unlike somebody else that I know that's on another podcast. I just love the enthusiasm. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me on. And I do hate AEW. That's a fact.
Yeah, and I don't think you're going to like me too much tonight, but we'll see how that goes. So,
we'll see.
As always, we ask that you guys please go and support the Young Kings Wrestling Podcast at my Twitter, at Matt Ritter. You guys can find the link for their Black Lives Matter NWO style t-shirt. You guys can go pick that up there, and that money gets distributed to causes that they handpicked that support the movement that they want to have supported, as well as we ask you, if you have the ability to, please go out and protest or petition or donate to some causes. We would like to see some equality brought to this country. Voting is coming up, local, presidential, everything. So please go let your voice be heard.
Please vote, people. Please vote. Like,
nothing's going to happen. No change is going to happen unless we start voting in the people that are telling us they want to help get this change moving. So,
and you mentioned it, but I'll reiterate. Like, yeah, there's a presidential election going on. You know, there's the Senate elections and all that. That'll happen soon. But local shit is so important, man. That's where it all starts. Like, you want to change your community, you got to pay attention to your local elections.
All right. D-Rod, unless you've got anything to toss in or add, or...
No, I totally agree that, if you want to make change, you gotta dig in and do what you can.
All right, we are going to move right into news and rumors. And Travis, you know what time it is. I got something special for all of the WWE universe, everyone listening to this, as Travis slides into Sasha's DMs, something that we haven't heard in a very, very, very long time. I know this gets Travis's mojo going, so. You gonna listen to the whole song here, Travis? What's going on?
Don't rush me.
Okay. We got a cartoon panda who is shaking its titties. Looks like it's got star pasties over its nipples.
And little tassels on it.
Yeah, little tassels. We got one titty going, and then they're both going together. Lovely. This is definitely something you guys need to go watch the video version on YouTube for. Definitely go check out Creation World's YouTube video. You want to see that. And bask in that panda's glory with the titty shake.
Man.
Right off the bat, biggest news of the week. Everyone's been talking about it. Season 2 trailer for The Mandalorian has dropped, and Sasha Banks is in it. And the way they presented it and talked about it while she was on screen made it sound like she may be a Jedi, or at least Force sensitive in some way, shape, or form. Really cool. I mean, after seeing her acting tonight on SmackDown, I don't have a lot of high hopes for The Mandalorian, but we'll see how it goes.
Now, you know, I'm not, a huge Star Wars dude, but I know some things. Now, when is The Mandalorian set? Like, when does this happen?
It is set after the fall of the Empire, 5 years after the fall of the Empire. So the original trilogy, 5 years after, and 25 years before the new trilogy.
So she's might be a Jedi after The Last Jedi?
No. The Last Jedi was the new series. So this is 25 years before that.
Right. Mm-hmm. That was Return of the Jedi that I was thinking. Okay.
Yes. So what I can tell you as a both Star Trek and Star Wars fan, one of those weird people that fall in between, Travis, because I know you're a Trekkie. There are Jedi who escaped the Order 66 purge. As a matter of fact, the game that just came out earlier this year, the Star Wars game, featured a person who was a Jedi who left the Order. So there are Jedi, there are Force sensitive people out in the world. There's just not an official Jedi Order at this point in time.
Because I thought they were all dead.
No. So Sasha could be a Jedi.
Okay.
She could be a Sith. I mean, she was on all black.
Let me just clear
better
up
as a heel anyway.
Well, because I don't want it to put out there that I necessarily hate Star Wars. I don't. I just don't care. It's just that's where I fall when it comes to Star Wars. Like I've seen some.
You probably really enjoy The Mandalorian. It's a really good series on.
Oh, I saw it. I saw that, and I like that.
Okay.
It's just the movies I don't give a shit about. And honestly, like I watched it and it was cool. Do I really remember what happened? Not really.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, Travis.
You're stepping on my toes right now with this Star Wars trashing.
I mean, I'm not trashing this though. I'm just telling you how I feel about it. It's not the thing that gets me going.
Well, I enjoy that we have a diehard Trekkie. Travis has seen every season of every episode of Star Trek, played the games, done all of that.
Well, I'm glad
the original series. I can't get into it. I've tried, and it doesn't do it for me. But outside of that, yeah.
Well, I'm glad that Travis gets plenty of sleep watching Star Trek, and gets plenty of naps in between watching Star Trek.
Yep. You got yourself muted.
You see, like, I try, Matt. I try.
I know. I keep bringing people on here that get disrespectful, Travis. I know.
Really ridiculous. Go ahead, Matt. What else you got going on? What's happening?
Ivar, we saw was injured a couple weeks ago. He is going to be receiving neck surgery.
Damn.
So he will be out for a while, which means Eric looks like he's getting that singles push. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, the Viking Raiders are on the shelf as a tag team for the foreseeable future. You gonna unmute him or?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I'm back.
Okay. And rumor today, Melina has re-signed with WWE.
Yes, I heard. So we'll see what happens there.
She was working NWA when you and I were talking about watching an episode of NWA Power that we never got around to, and all this COVID stuff first started happening. She was working for the NWA at that point, doing their shows. So she has been wrestling. It'll be interesting to see what WWE does with her, where they put her, if she has re-signed, which is the rumor going around.
All right. I'm with it.
Where do you want to start, DROD?
So we got NXT, AEW, Raw, SmackDown.
That is correct.
So
No
you
impact.
you do review AEW on the show.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Just making sure that you review the worst wrestling show during the week. Just making sure. But we can start on NXT. If that's
So
fine.
you want to start with the best.
The best. Start with
Okay.
the best.
Start with the best. We kick it off. Travis, Shotzi versus Io Shirai.
Well, Matt. Yeah, I saw it.
So you saw the tank.
Yes, I saw it.
Saw the entrance.
I saw the tank.
Ladies and gentlemen, finally, after all this time, all his denial, just like with Luchasaurus, Travis has seen the tank entrance. Now, I'm supposing that after like 6 months of me hyping it up, it wasn't nearly as magical seeing it as it would have been if you had seen it 6 months ago.
Yeah, not really. It was like
All the hype behind it.
Okay, there's a tank. Cool. And it was like it was over as soon as it started. So it was just like, all right.
Yeah, it is a very short entrance ramp there in the PC.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, all right.
This was a damn good match, though. They're really giving Shotzi that spotlight. Shotzi actually, Io won this match, correct?
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I wrote that backwards. I guess false hope, because I have Shotzi defeated Io, and I know that's not right.
No, that's not.
Io gets the win. She's the champ, but I mean, Shotzi really showed out here. Like I said, they're really giving her that push. I enjoy this. I'm looking forward to when Shotzi really gets the rocket strapped on her, sent to the moon. She's probably my favorite wrestler in NXT right now, women's wise. And Io's always fantastic. That moonsault looked like it hurt.
Should be all right.
Mhm.
Should be all right. Then we got Ciampa defeating a jobber.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know what his name was. I was like, Ciampa versus some nigga I don't know.
Listen, NXT was fine this week, but there wasn't a lot of like great things going on.
No.
Like I was just kind of watching it and it was just kind of happening. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
that's another thing. Jake Atlas comes out, calls out Ciampa, which you don't want to do with heel Ciampa. How do you guys like Ciampa's mask for his entrance?
Take it or leave it. It didn't really affect me.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm really
I don't dislike it, but it's just
Yeah.
like it doesn't really add anything for me.
Mm.
I'm really trying here, guys. Help me out. Then we got Finn Balor promo as champ about how he's the rightful champ. He's the one that put NXT on the map. He's going to carry it into the next generation, so on and so forth. Really good promo from Finn backstage. And we've also got Drake Maverick looking for Killian Dane because despite repeatedly getting punched in the mouth, Drake is not going to give up. He's going to make friends with Killian Dane.
I didn't see this.
No.
No.
Did you see Austin Theory and then Kushida versus Theory?
Yes, I saw that match.
So Austin Theory comes out and cuts a promo that didn't really do it for me. I like that they're pushing new guys. I know there's a little controversy with Austin Theory and some accusations against him, which is why he went from Raw back to NXT. More than likely. Kushida is out here just wrecking, as Twitter would say, wrecking pedophiles. First he wrecked. That's what I see on Twitter, so that's what we're going to talk about. That's what we're going to call it. He comes out, Velveteen Dream gets all this. He's a pedophile shit. Kushida comes out, fucks up his arm, puts him on the injured reserve. Same thing with Austin Theory. He's out here. Kushida, the pedophile killer, is what he is right now.
Oh man, the pedo slayer.
Yeah, the pedo slayer. Then we got a video. Did you see Candace and Johnny at home, Travis?
Yes, I did see that. I think. Yeah.
What'd you guys think about that? How'd you guys feel about the at home Johnny being upset that his TV's broken?
Wait. Oh no, I didn't see that. I think what I was seeing was like a little playback they did before or something.
Okay. Did you see Breezango versus Imperium?
Yes, I saw that match.
Okay. What'd you think of Breezango versus Imperium, Travis?
I mean, I didn't care, Matt. Like, just there was a whole lot of that happening on this
All right,
show.
so here's what we're gonna do. DROD, you're the NXT guy. You write NXT for
Yep.
Wrestling News.
Uh-oh. Matt. D-Rod. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, we got you again.
Okay. Give me something from NXT tonight, D-Rod. Breezango versus Imperium, because you picked this one to start. So I need some stuff from you, man. Like, why should we care?
Why should we care about NXT Weekly is what you're wanting me to
This
tell
Not
you.
weekly. This week.
This
Tell me why
week.
we should care
This
weekly.
week.
I mean, I'm wearing my NXT shirt. I got my NXT cup. We love NXT here. But
Yeah.
this week, other than Shotzi versus Io, we got this Breezango Imperium match. Why should we care?
Here's the thing. This week on NXT, okay, we've got NXT TakeOver. They announced it.
Mhm.
It's coming. So
We knew that.
you would think. I agree with you, Matt. It was not spectacular this week. Am I saying it was I love NXT just like the rest of you. I'm not saying it, this week. Was it spectacular, out of the park? Did they hit it out of the ballpark? No. Now, was Breezango versus Imperium a pretty good match? Yes. But am I going to sit here and say that, okay, you should watch NXT just for this matchup? No.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'm trying to get something out of NXT here, and there's really not a lot. Like we got the Casey Express versus Xia Li and Jesse Kamehameha. Travis, you see that? Nope. Yep, I figured that didn't make Hulu. Breezango defeated Imperium, by the way. Then we got a Tegan Knox video where she's talking about Candice LeRae. I'm guessing that was cut too, Travis. It was just Tegan Knox talking about the Battle Royal and how she's going to win.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Did you see Drake Maverick versus the Undisputed Era?
I did not.
Jesus Christ. Did you see Ciampa attacking Jake Atlas outside?
I did.
Okay. So there we go. Jake Atlas calls out Ciampa, and then he goes to the most unsafe place in WWE history. No one has any business being in that goddamn parking lot
ever
by themselves alone at night. Nothing good happens
ever
in the NXT Performance Center parking lot.
In any parking lot. All of them in WWE. They're all unsafe. You can get hit by a car. You can get slammed on top of a car. Somebody can come out of a car and just jump you and whoop your ass. Like, there's so many things that always happen in the goddamn parking lot.
You could have your car blown up and then fake your own death until something tragic happens, and then you've got to recant it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing good happens in the parking lot. What was interesting to me about this was you had Kyle O'Reilly of the Undisputed Era come up and confront Tommaso Ciampa, which you had this weird divide because the match prior to this, which we'll talk about, you had the Undisputed Era, Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish still playing the heels, the Undisputed Era heels. But after last week, with the mutual respect shown between Adam Cole and Finn Balor, it seemed like Adam Cole was acting slightly babyface-ish. Now you've got Kyle O'Reilly, who didn't really check on Jake Atlas, but he did confront a heel Tommaso Ciampa for doing heel shit, which is slightly babyface. So we're getting kind of a divide in the Undisputed Era with Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole leaning towards the light side, the babyface side, and Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish staying firmly in the dark side. Since we're talking Star Wars this week,
so we're saying Ciampa's a heel now, right?
Yes,
because to me it seems like he's no different than the way he was before when he was a face.
Well, we've talked about how in NXT no one's really a heel or a face.
That's
they
my
just
point.
are who they are.
That's my point. So it's just
when Ciampa is a heel, he talks less and is slightly more aggressive than he is as a babyface.
So he's a heel because you know the character better. Gotcha.
Yes.
Feel you.
And then main event, Damian Priest versus Timothy Thatcher.
Yeah. I try to like Damian Priest. I really do. He's just not doing it for me. Like, I want to like him.
What is it that isn't doing it for you?
I don't know. It's just like, it seems like what he does and what's there is like, this dude should be really cool to me. But in the end, it's just like the same thing happens with a lot of dudes that just like, I should care, but I don't.
What were you saying, DROD?
I was wanting to know the same thing. Why he wasn't gravitating
I know
toward.
why. I know 100% why.
Oh, why?
He needs to drop the Archer gimmick because it's fucking stupid. He needs to embrace the fact that his last name is Priest and basically become the Saint, as I've said repeatedly on this podcast, and use the cross powerbomb as a finisher. And if you do those things, you stop mocking Cody Rhodes by doing the crossroads as your finisher, and you stop shooting fake imaginary arrows at the screen and pretending that you're fucking Oliver Queen, you might be able to get over a little better with the fans, because this cheesy Archer shit isn't working. And the crossroads is a finisher when you should clearly be doing the cross power bomb. And he does.
That might do it.
Really lean into it. Give me some of
And
those
he does
old.
what? I lost you again.
I said he does the cross power bomb. Use it as the finish. Use it as your finish. And you can even lean into it and do some of those old school Jake the Snake Bible thumping promos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or, you know, do the Mordecai thing since Mordecai didn't do it anymore.
Yep.
You know?
Why is it that we cannot escape Mordecai? You know how long it's been? Like, I got rid of Eric.
I know.
We fired Eric
I know.
Stopped talking about motherfucking Mordecai.
That was just for you, dude.
Because it breaks my goddamn heart, Travis. I had so much hope for Mordecai.
I know it does. I know it does.
It could have been amazing. It really could have.
He might have been there.
So I don't know if you know this, DROD, but very early on, we had 3 people podcasting with us, our friend Eric. And Eric's whole gimmick was that Mordecai would live in the rafters of every WWE building and watch the show. He had a blog, and he would talk about the show. And he would insist that this is a real thing, Mordecai's blog, Mordecai still existing. Every show, just waiting to make his re-debut.
Just to fuck with Matt. It was so great.
Because I loved the Mordecai character. I really wanted that Mordecai Undertaker fucking feud. I wanted it to happen. I thought they could have done something really cool there. Kind of like what they tried to do with Shawn Michaels and Undertaker at WrestleMania 25, or was it 26, where Shawn Michaels, you know, was the light and Undertaker was the dark.
That was 25. That was the first time.
They could have done so much cool shit, and they just fucked it up. And then they made him a fucking vampire.
Yeah.
Well, see, it works with Shawn Michaels, but well, not to get off on the Mordecai subject. Just never mind.
No,
never
it
mind.
worked with Mordecai.
No, it would have not worked with Mordecai. What do you? It wouldn't have worked.
We very strongly disagree with you around here. I think Matt just gave me the I think I've just been given the cue because you over here just
disrespecting Mordecai.
Man.
He came out with a cross. He had the white robes and the white hair. He was anti-Undertaker. He was nega Undertaker. Absolutely could have worked.
It could have.
You're out here disrespecting this man. All right. Not good enough for Hulu, NXT edition. Drake Maverick still wants to make friends with Killian Dane, which leads later to Drake versus the Undisputed Era. It was supposed to be a tag team match. Killian Dane didn't want to come out. William Regal made him come out. Killian Dane went out, grabbed Drake Maverick, threw him back in the ring and said, be a man, finish this yourself. And then the Undisputed Era, for whatever reason, thought it was a good idea to talk shit to the Belfast Beast, this hairy, mean, large, angry man, just trash talking him. So he comes back and he beats the shit out of the Undisputed Era. Fish gets DQ'd when he comes in with a chair. Undisputed Era gets run off, and then Drake Maverick's all excited because he thinks they're a team, and he again gets punched in the mouth by Killian Dane.
This is a repeat thing. I haven't seen this happen once.
Yeah, no. Repeatedly, Drake Maverick has tried to make friends with Killian Dane. He's got excited thinking it's going to happen, and then Killian Dane punches him in the face. We've also got Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter, the KC Express, defeating Xia Li and Jesse Kamea. Xia Li gets the pin here, and then as they go to extend the hand of friendship, she refuses. Jesse shakes, she refuses, she leaves. So it looks like they might be doing a little something with Xia Li here, turning her heel, giving her a little something extra. And then we had the Candace and Johnny. They're basically sitting upstairs in their house because the TV downstairs is broken, and they blame, Johnny said there's still spaghetti everywhere. No, I don't understand why neither of them have gone down and
cleaned up the damn spaghetti
after a week. I understand the TV being broken. They want Tegan to pay for it. Johnny said he ordered a 100-inch 3D, which, by the way, it's 2020. Why are you buying 3D TVs in 2020?
Yeah, we don't do that no more.
You don't do that no more. But this 100-inch 3D TV, blah, 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 that he's getting shipped, and they want Candace to pay for it, or Tegan to pay for it. That was really NXT. So, Travis, NXT spit or swallow?
They gave me nothing, dude. I'm a spit.
Yeah. D-Rod?
See, this is where you leave me in a tough position because I'm an NXT guy. But what I said earlier, it didn't do much for me.
You can gargle undecidedly, or you can spit. I mean, listen, not every week NXT is going to knock it out of the park. So
Yeah, that's
you
what I'm
can
saying.
spit NXT 1 week, and it's not going to hurt your credibility to admit when they're not doing great. It can only help.
It's just like, you hate AEW, so I spit AEW pretty much every week. But it's been once or twice since they've been on that I've been like, you know what? Yeah, I'll swallow AEW this week. So, the inverse can happen also.
All right, spit.
All right, that's 3 spits for NXT this week, which is sad because there's a lot of potential there, and I don't know what they did this week. Where are we going, D-Rod? SmackDown, Raw, or AEW?
Well, let's keep it on Wednesday. Let's go to AEW.
So, like I said, I know, D-Rod, you hate any sort of AEW
I hate
praise.
its guts.
I've got to praise AEW this week.
Oh, my Lord.
Just based off the main event. But we'll get into it.
Was it good?
Kick it off. Huh?
Was it good?
Oh, you didn't watch this week, did you?
Oh, I told you I wasn't watching it this week. I told you on last week's show. I'm like, I'm not watching AEW next week.
Travis, you tell me a lot of stuff though, and you don't actually do it, or you don't remember. So like,
I was
wait until.
Yeah, I was sober last week though, so I remember.
So we kick this off. It's going to be Jurassic Express versus FTR. The Young Bucks come out and super kick the referee before the match, and then leave. And then the commentators talking about how they're going to get fined another $5,000 because now they're just super kicking officials for whatever reason. FTR gets the win over Jurassic Express. So, Travis, you missed Luchasaurus this week.
It happened.
FTR doing heel shit, getting a heel win. I will say, they do way too many tag team matches. Way too many tag team matches. Then we had a singles match. It was Hangman Adam Page defeating Kazarian with Kenny Omega on commentary. And Kenny is just repeatedly talking about how he is done with Hangman Adam Page. There will be no tag team. They will not be reuniting. They will not be trying to get their tag team titles back. Hangman is my favorite part of it, AEW. I love the Hangman character. I don't love what they're doing with Hangman right now. But this guy, from the first time I watched AEW, this guy was a star to me. I saw him going places. I'm very, very, very disappointed that they went from the Deadeye, or the Last Rites as he used to call it, to the Buckshot Lariat as a finisher. And that they switched that. I'm going to need you to bring back my reverse tombstone, because that's the whole reason I fell in love with you in the first place. Yeah, Adam Page.
He's all right. He's no Luchasaurus, but he's all right.
Luchasaurus is a great look, not so much in the ring.
Hey, look.
But that's the thing about Travis. Travis, if you look cool, you can win Travis over without having to perform in the ring, i.e. Ultimate Warrior.
No, see, Ultimate, you have to entertain me. And also, you got to think, when I first saw Ultimate Warrior, Travis was, 3 or 4 years old. So this big, huge dude comes running down to the ring, shaking the ropes and shit, hype as fuck. You mean to tell me any 3 or 4-year-old wouldn't find it to be the most exciting shit?
I'm not going to tell you that, because I know that at 3 or 4, I didn't know any better, and I thought Hulk Hogan was cool. I got older, and I realized that was a terrible mistake on my part.
Yeah, Hogan was cool at the time, too. He just was no Ultimate Warrior.
Then we had an MJF promo where MJF talks about how there are too many stables in AEW, but maybe it's time for this lone wolf to join a wolf pack. So MJF may be looking for a stable to join. Are you interested at all in seeing MJF in a stable?
I was back in November or October when it was possible for him to join the Inner Circle.
Well, the Inner Circle needs single stars now because it's basically all tag.
Yeah, but it's too late now. It's too late for that now. It would have been cool back then because he would have been that perfect heir apparent to Chris Jericho. He'd been a perfect spot for him. But now it's just he's kind of it's almost like he's outgrown that. So it's just
in less than a year.
Yeah, he just had a world title match and it felt legit. So. Yeah, he's beyond that now. If you're going to do that, you should have done this back in November.
You got anything positive to say about AEW, or you can't do it? You can't bring yourself to it, D-Rod?
I'm not saying anything about AEW because I have nothing positive to say about AEW except one thing, and that's Thunder Rosa.
Okay.
That is the one thing I will watch AEW for is Thunder Rosa because You know,
This is the Smackin' Around podcast. So if you want to shit on something, feel free to hop in and just shit all over it. We're good with that too.
well, and let me just say this one more thing. I do like MJF. I do think he can be a big superstar for AEW if they would allow him, and I think he should have won the championship. That's just my take on it.
All right. I don't disagree with you because John Moxley's run has not been great in my opinion. I really haven't cared much about
Well, John
this
Moxley is boring as all get out anyway, so what does it matter? I mean, he is. So.
We got Taz breaking down Ricky Stark's finisher, and it was a really cool segment where they showed the finisher being done on multiple opponents. Taz talks about how he uses different grips depending on the size of the opponent and the way he, uses it and how he goes about getting it and all these things. So that was a really cool segment. Then we had Team Eddie Kingston beat some people. And after they get the win, Eddie tells Blade that, they fixed the issue between Rey Fenix and Pentagon. They're okay now, but he needs to get his house in check, which is basically him saying, hey, go get your wife. She needs to stop fucking QT Marshall, which is a whole weird thing that they're acknowledging the fact that Blade and Allie are married, that Allie has been fawning over QT Marshall, like the least talented person on the entire roster. Like the least important person on the entire roster, least attractive person, least everything. And this married woman is over here following him around for whatever reason. And
you don't know, he might have, some qualities you don't know about. What if he just has like really big balls?
I mean, South Park has taught me that women love big balls.
They sure do, especially like if you can get him in a wheelbarrow and like roll him down the street.
The bigger the better.
Exactly. So you don't know. Maybe he got some big clappers down there, man.
What do you think, DROD? You got big balls?
Well, of course. I'm on the Smackin' It Raw podcast. Well, you got to have them.
There you go. I don't know. I don't think QT Marshall has balls at all. There's nothing redeeming about this man, and I am very disappointed that Cody's friend just got a spot on the roster, which is, it's weird. A lot of people say that, and normally it doesn't bother me. Like Zack Ryder doesn't bother me, this and that. But QT Marshall, for whatever reason, his presence alone just irks the shit out of me.
If Brutus, the fucking barber beefcake, can get a job everywhere, QT Marshall can get a fucking job. All right,
QT Marshall, you are the Brutus, the barber beefcake of AEW.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, you know what? Because I can't even give him the respect of saying he's the booty man. Because at least the booty man was semi-entertaining.
Booty.
Then we got the new tag team of Jericho and Hager defeating Private Party. After the match, Stomp.
After the match, what? Lost you again.
So Jericho's going to attack one of the members of Private Party, and Marcus Quinn comes in, knocks Jericho out. He rolls to the outside. Jake Hager checks on him. Again, no reason whatsoever when you have Proud and Powerful in your faction is there to have Chris Jericho and Jake Hager join the tag team division. This makes no goddamn sense whatsoever.
Yeah, so here's the thing. This has nothing to do with AEW at all, by the way.
Okay.
D-Rod. You a Crimson Tide fan over there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I see a whole lot of crimson over there.
Uh-huh.
Are you
is that a problem?
Oh, it's not a problem. I just noticed it, and I'm just wondering if you're okay, because I don't know if you college football fans are surviving right now,
Well, we're trying. We're holding on.
That's what I'm saying. Just like, they just took it away from you. So I don't know if I'm just making sure you're okay. That's all.
I'm hanging in there, Travis.
All right. When especially those, Alabama fans, when they don't have Nick Saban on the screen to jack off to, they kind of like lose their mind. So,
Keep on going.
Oh, that's all I got to say. See, another thing, like, I just like fucking with college football fans. I don't watch college sports, period. So it's just, but the level of devotion that college sports fans have is so crazy to me. So
Yeah.
it's just I like making fun of him. That's all.
Oh, I tell
What
you.
have you replaced Nick Saban in with your spank bank since he's no longer on TV? How have you filled that time?
Well, let me tell you this. You sit here, Travis, and you say, that college football fans take it so seriously. This household takes it seriously. I will tell you this. I've tried to Twitch stream before, and it was set, so I couldn't. So I had to do the Twitch stream. I went halfway through the ball game, and then I went and done my Twitch stream. So I was sitting there streaming live, and my mother has the lungs of a, I don't know what you would call it.
Howler monkey?
But that would be a great example. I am live on Twitch, and Alabama's getting beat by the Clemson Tigers.
I'm about to say by Clemson because y'all hate
By
when we lose to
Clemson, yes. because
Y'all
they're the
hate
only-
losing to Clemson.
and she is screaming her eyes out. And,
They don't like Dabo Swinney, man. It's just...
and it is all over my Twitch stream.
Is that big guy that's on Raw Underground?
Dabo Swinney? No.
Yeah. No, that's Bobo.
Dabo Cato.
Cato, there you go.
Yeah, Dabo Swinney's the coach of Clemson.
Gotcha.
Somebody who doesn't watch college sports, I know way too much about it from watching like sports talk shows and shit. Because during football season, there's always so many segments dedicated to it, and I'm just like, well. Anyway, sorry, that was.
We were talking AEW. I know you two hate it, and
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to get off on something respectable.
but we're here to talk about what you want to talk about. We're at the moment where
I
we
don't-
bring in Evilise versus Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
Which is the whole reason you wanted to watch AEW was for Thunder Rosa. So
Exactly.
now we're here. And I will say, taking the NWA Women's Champion and somehow reaching deep down into Billy Corbin's pants and stroking his smashing pumpkin has allowed them to get this NWA Women's Champion on their TV. And she is probably next to Hikaru Shida, or along with her Hikaru Shida, the best woman on their roster right now. And she has really
most
been a
definitely.
boon to their women's division. Evilise has also been great. She had a match with Diamante that wasn't fantastic, but she's also very talented.
Which one is Evil? Is that the one from Brazil?
No, I think she was on Tough Enough early on.
What's the one that's from Brazil that just got signed?
Tainara Conti.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ty Conti. No, Evilise, she's been around for a little while. She's one of the few women's division tag teams with Diamante, who used to be part of LAX. They wrestled and they formed a tag team for that tag team tournament. But yeah, no, they came in. Evilise loses to Thunder Rosa. Then Evilise and Diamante go after Thunder Rosa. Shida comes down to help. Shida wants to. I don't blame Shida for winning that NWA Women's title because it looks 10 times better than the AEW Women's title. That weird Fabergé egg that they've got for a belt. Like, but yeah, no.
It's almost as bad as that uterus trophy that WWE had.
That is true. Did you watch NWA Power at all, D-Rod?
Yes. Well,
okay.
and not at the first of it when it first came on. Actually, the standing one is the one who introduced me to NWA Power. He said, D-Rod, I think you would like this. You need to watch it. I started watching it, loved it. And
I assumed that NWA Power would be more popular in the South. I don't know why, but I figured, and not saying that you're Southern, there's a slight accent there. You've got
I
Alabama
am Southern, so.
I'm about to say you got the
all
word.
over your room.
I say Alabama's all over his fucking room. And you don't know if he's Southern.
You could be an Alabama fan and be in Illinois, Travis.
There is some Alabama fans not in Alabama, so.
Yeah, they're from Alabama though. or right up there in that Florida Panhandle, over where my parents live and shit, full of Alabama fans.
So we here in Illinois are told weird things, like everyone in Alabama is related, stuff like that. Do you know Conrad Thompson personally?
No, I don't know Conrad Thompson.
Liar.
I thought maybe you guys were like cousins, or
And even if I
They are. He just won't admit it. It's fine.
even if I did know him, I wouldn't tell you. All right.
Exactly. He's a liar.
Well,
that's what I'm trying to
fucked
tell
up.
you. That's what I'm telling you. He's a liar. He
after
is.
all this time, us talking, getting along, he went and bought Travis. This man went and bought and then modeled a Smackin' Raw t-shirt
I got it on
on
right
Twitter
now.
for us. He's wearing our t-shirt for us right now.
Dope.
I bring him on the show, and then he refuses to tell me whether or not he knows. That actually looks a lot better than the version that I got sent, by the way. I just want to say, mine looked a lot more faded in the logo than the one D-Rod's got on. I don't know how that happened.
Was that in early, like when we first got them, like one of the samples?
Absolutely.
Oh well, yeah, that was one of the samples. They said "fuck you."
That's fucked up.
Yeah,
Because that one looks nice, and you
Yeah.
guys should go buy that if you guys are watching this on YouTube. 'Cause
Mhm.
it is a dope shirt that I designed, and D-Rod's looks better than the one that I got upstairs. So go get you one of those. But yeah, no, you wouldn't tell me if you were related to Conrad Thompson.
No, I wouldn't tell you.
Because I'm trying to I know Conrad knows Bruce.
Mhm.
I know Bruce works for WWE.
Yeah.
So Conrad knows what's going on in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And then Conrad talks to his cousin D-Rod, who then reports it on Wrestling News World for the NXT. I'm just drawing lines here that could
Connect the
exist,
dots.
trying to figure things out. Yeah.
Connect the dots, Matt.
Trying. We also had a promo with Kip Sabian and Miro. They are working out in a gym. Miro is benching. Miro is Travis, or Miro is Rusev Travis, in case you don't remember.
yeah, I do remember him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Listen, you're weird with names and people, and you don't watch shit. And
Yeah,
I gotta do this.
I hear you, but that was memorable with his Kanye look.
Yeah,
That's not
Jesus
something I can
Christ.
forget.
Yeah, fucking
Even if I was drunk, I'd have remembered that shit.
damn near half a fucking $100,000 in Disney T-shirts and pants,
Yeah, it was
and then
like,
Yeezys.
and he paid for that. Like it's just
Yeah,
like
right?
just
Well,
when you see people wearing stuff like you gave somebody money for that, huh?
he paid for it, but I have a sinking suspicion that Lana dresses him.
It's
I'm
possible.
fairly certain Lana dresses him.
No matter
Um,
how it happened, someone was given money for those clothes, and it's just, oh my god.
So anyway, Miro's working out, and then Kip Sabian, he gets all excited talking about how he wants to get in the ring and he wants to wrestle for AEW, and Kip Sabian reminds him, hey, we'll get there, but you're here to be my best man. You are the best man, and he's got a bachelor party to plan. Now, from what I've seen of Lana on TikTok, and the little bit I've seen of Lana and Rusev on Total Divas, and all of the stories that I've heard about the weird places that Lana and Rusev have actually had sex, whether Lana's lying about it or not, I have to say that if I had someone plan a bachelor party for me, I think I'd want it to be Rusev. He seems like he knows how to have a good time.
If you can't get your hands on the Godfather, yeah, you want Rusev.
Yeah, well, okay, I'll give you that. If I can't get the Godfather, Rusev's number 2.
Yeah.
Then we got Lance Archer destroying some dude. Jake the Snake calls out Taz. So basically, this whole thing is next week we're going to have a 6-man tag team match where Lance Archer needs to,
Of course, lovely. That's
Tag team
6-man
matches all
tag.
around. Lance Archer needs to find 2 partners, and John Moxley needs to find 2 partners. So Jake the Snake has called out Taz and talked to Taz. Brian Cage and Ricky Starks are going to be Lance Archer's tag team partners next week, as long as when Lance Archer defeats John Moxley for the title, Brian Cage gets the first title shot. That's the agreement that was made there.
So John Moxley's 2 partners will be Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. They're both jumping over to AEW.
Incorrect. But I will tell you this, Travis. One of his partners is a man by the name of Will Hobbs, who I think you should definitely go check out.
Is he never mind.
Is he
I was gonna say, is he related to the Rock's character in Hobbs and Shaw?
he could be. He's about as buff and blacker.
Okay.
So I guess Hobbs was more Samoan, right?
Yeah, he was.
That whole,
Yeah, they lean into the Samoan
Yeah.
thing with him.
So
Mhm.
of course. But yeah, no. Apparently he had a breakout performance in the Battle Royal, the Casino Battle Royal. So John Moxley's brought Hobbs with him because Brian Cage and Ricky Starks jumped John Moxley as he comes out to make his announcement during this whole segment. And then after Mr. Hobbs runs off Brian Cage and Ricky Starks, John Moxley says that his other tag team partner is going to be Darby Allin because Darby Allin,
Question.
Ricky Starks. Yes.
When you describe him, is he actually like is he like big for real, or is he AEW big?
No, he's big. Like he's built like Big E big.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he's a big man. He's a big dude.
Speaking of Big E, he was looking real cut on SmackDown.
Yeah, he was, and we'll get into that. We'll get there. Last but not least, the highlight of the night, the thing that got me swallowing AEW this week: the Best Friends defeat Proud and Powerful in a parking lot fight. They can't call it a parking lot brawl, I guess, because WWE probably has that copyrighted. So it's a parking lot fight. No, seriously though, this match was fantastic. Like I know Meltzer, who's a fucking idiot, gave it 5 stars and sucked AEW's dick and all that shit. And normally I don't agree with him, but this was damn good. You've got Proud and Powerful coming out in black and white face paint. They beat the shit out of each other. At one point, Travis, they open up a trunk and Orange Cassidy's in there. He hops out of the trunk. He Superman punches, I think, Ortiz with a chain wrapped around his fist.
Okay.
People are getting destroyed. Orange Cassidy gives the assistance. And then Sue, at the very end, pulls up in her brand new van and picks the 3 boys up.
Wait, that's Trent's mom?
Right home. Yes.
Okay.
Trent's mom got a new van, pulls up, picks them up as the music's playing. Orange Cassidy hops in, passenger side, gets shotgun, and Sue's mom drives them home. Dude, it was fantastic. Why are you shaking your head, D-Rod?
Let me just go ahead and break this down for you, Matt.
Okay.
Let's break it down since you want to. You want to say this is such a great thing, such a great match.
That's literally the only thing I like about the Best Friends outside of Orange Cassidy's dope, but like the Best Friends period. The fact that they have this Trent's mom's van thing is like the only thing I like about it because it's so ridiculous. It's good. But anyway, go ahead.
But Matt, you act like you've never seen this stuff before. You've never seen somebody go through a car window. You've never seen somebody come out of the back of a trunk and attack somebody. You've never seen somebody get back body dropped on a recycling bin. You've never seen somebody get hit in the back with a steel chair.
Just because you've seen something before doesn't mean
it's not something.
I'm not acting like I've never seen it.
Yeah,
just
because it's not new doesn't mean it's not good.
There's only so much you can do in a parking lot brawl. This is what a parking lot brawl is. Just like there's only so much you can try and do in a Hell in a Cell. There are certain restrictions, and when you set the bar so high like a John Cena, Eddie Guerrero, there's only so much you can do. But they actually went out there. You got double power bombs through car windows. You got suplexes. You got all this fun shit. And that's all this really was a fun match. Yes, it was another tag team match. There was blood. There were fights. There was cool slams on cars and destruction. There was a guy with a chain around his fist in a trunk. And in the very end, Trent's mom in a van. This was all just really fun shit. And that's why I enjoyed it.
I'm about to get muted for this, but I just don't see what is all about it about Orange Cassidy. I do not get it. All right?
So
I am sick and tired of people saying Orange Cassidy is the best thing that's ever happened to wrestling.
Oh, I wouldn't say he's the best.
I would never say that.
I see it all the time.
Well, you're not from us, though. Not from us.
He's entertaining.
We enjoy Orange Cassidy for what Orange Cassidy is. You got to think he's in AEW. He can't do that in WWE.
No.
Like if he went to WWE and tried that shit, it wouldn't work. Like it just wouldn't work, and we wouldn't like it there. We like it in AEW because it makes sense over there in some weird way. But
you got to remember, AEW tries to present themselves, despite their lack of rules and all that, as the sports-based product. Orange Cassidy is the entertainment in the sports-based product. For those of us who enjoy sports entertainment, when you're getting flips and jumps and crazy shit shoved down your throat for 2 hours, the entertainment aspect really sticks out. And that's why we like Orange Cassidy, is he is that little bit of entertainment. The fact that he does absolutely the least amount and is so over and everyone loves him. And then when he actually does put the car in gear, he can actually go. He's got a gas tank. He can go, but he knows that the way he looks isn't really going to get him far, so he needs something extra. So he's got this gimmick of this cool guy who doesn't care. He's got a character, and there's not a lot of character in AEW. There's a lot of people who do cool things, but there's not a lot of character, and he's the character.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Whatever.
He still doesn't. He doesn't care.
That's
fine. He's allowed to be wrong. He's just not allowed to be disrespectful. He wasn't disrespectful in the way he spoke about him.
Oh no, not at all.
So there's no problem there. See, my problem is when people get disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't disrespect Orange Cassidy. You just plain I said you don't get it. It doesn't work for you. I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you come on here and say things like Bret Hart's a piece of shit.
Exactly.
And you get muted. Or whatever you got muted for earlier. Oh yeah,
Star Trek.
That, huh?
Star Trek.
No, not the Star Trek. The Mordecai thing. Fuck the Star Trek. Mordecai.
Yeah, Matt doesn't care about
Mordecai.
Matt doesn't care about you making fun of Star Trek. He likes Star Trek, not as much as I do.
Yeah, no, Star Trek's cool. I watched Next Generation with my dad.
Yo,
it's fine.
Have you seen the cartoon though, Lower Decks?
No, I haven't. I heard it's funny though.
It is so fucking funny. Like if you know Star Trek, you will like, oh, this is so good because they poke fun at all the Star Trek shit that people make fun of. It's just like there's certain things they're like, why doesn't anybody ever think about this that they make fun of? Like this one where somebody just like they have to clean the holodeck. Because if you have a holodeck, you can do whatever you want. Everybody's going in there to fuck. And so somebody has to clean the holodeck, and it's just so good. Oh man. Anyway.
I think they'd have some kind of like space age cleaning system on a starship where
but then what would you make your lower deck officers do? You know how you make people earn their stripes, they got to clean the holodeck.
Okay, fair enough. Travis, AEW, from what you heard, spit or swallow.
You really gave me nothing until you told me about Trent's mom's van. And because of Trent's mom's van, I'll give it a gargle. I'm not going to swallow it just for Trent's mom's van because that's not enough. It's not that good. But the fact that they did that and they pulled up in the van with Orange Cassidy riding shotgun and shit, that's pretty fucking cool. That's funny. I like that. Right. So I'll gargle it because everything else was just like, I don't care. I don't hate anything else you told me. So it was just, okay.
Based on DROD's opinion this entire time that I talked about AEW, I clearly can guess that you're spitting AEW.
You already knew that, man.
Yeah.
Spit.
I'm swallowing it. I loved the main event here. I liked that Jon Moxley's going to use Willie Hobbs. And I really enjoyed the women's match between Ivelisse and Thunder Rosa, and the addition of Thunder Rosa to what they've got going on in the meantime, kind of keeping NWA alive. So I'm swallowing that. Also, I got Hangman Adam Page, so that was a plus. All right, D-Rod, SmackDown or Raw?
Let's go Raw.
We're going to go Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen.
I like going Raw, too. I understand.
That's how I got in the situation I'm in right now. We got Drew McIntyre bragging about beating up Randy Orton and how awesome his Claymore kick is. And then he gives us a story of how he created the Claymore kick. And he says that if Randy Orton can't compete at Clash of Champions, or he's told, that if Randy Orton can't compete at Clash of Champions and Keith Lee wins their match tonight, then Keith gets the title shot at Clash of Champions. And I wrote, thank you, Adam Pearce, thinking that this was how we were going to get Keith Lee versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. That is not how things ended at the end of the night, unfortunately. But
I didn't want it to happen yet. Like, it was like, no, because if it happens now, he's going to lose.
Right. But I will say, Adam Pearce, being that weird de facto WWE authority figure for no reason, who has done absolutely nothing of value up until now, gave Keith Lee a chance. So shout out to Adam Pearce for giving my man a chance.
Because all he's really done so far is try to get signatures from people and then told people to leave and they ignored him.
And failed to stop Retribution.
Yeah. Just fucking up all
miserably failed to stop Retribution.
Yeah.
Fucking. So do you guys think, because I know it was announced that we're having the exact same match on Monday Night Raw, Drew versus Keith, same stipulation again. Are we going to see a triple threat match? Is Randy Orton going to come back? Are we going to get Drew and Randy a second time? What are you thinking we're going to get at Clash?
I think Randy's going to come back and we're going to get that match again because Keith Lee's only really in that match if Randy can't compete. So if Randy can compete, Doesn't matter.
I think we're going to get, I hope we're going to get a triple threat. I think that would be great, to be honest.
The match would be great, but I don't
But,
like
yeah.
Keith Lee in a title match yet. I don't want to do that yet.
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second. I just saw something. You ever just like I got my phone up for my notes and something comes across your thing?
Yeah, like how when we were doing the show and I found out that Chadwick Boseman died.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get breaking news. I get it.
It's not really breaking news. It's just somebody shitting on Melina for her stance, quote unquote, on sexual assault, saying that we shouldn't be cheering her going back to WWE or supporting her. That's a whole nother thing, though. So we're not going to get into that.
Yeah.
Travis, did you see the tag team title? Well, tag team champions versus tag team champions.
Yep.
Street Profits defeat Shinsuke and Cesaro. My favorite part. What, Travis?
Angelo Dawkins, sir.
Yes.
Never in your life are you ever to do a frog splash ever again.
Leave it to Montez Ford.
Let Montez Ford do that shit. You do not ever do another frog splash, all right? I appreciate the effort. Nothing beats a failure but a try, but no.
You know what that was, Travis? That was 13, 14-year-old Matt Ritter watching Jeff Hardy do a frog splash or do a swanton bomb and then trying to emulate it on the trampoline and doing what lovingly became known as the donut roll.
Donut roll, yeah.
That's what that was.
Yeah, that was it was so bad. And it was just like, nah, just let Montez Ford get that crazy height on that frog splash.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when he does that spin in the air with it too is even better, God.
Street Profits won the match. None of that's important. The most important thing about this was right before the match, you had Cesaro and Shinsuke cut a promo, and Shinsuke said, if they want the smoke, they're gonna get cancer. And then Michael Cole tried to spin it, and he goes, yeah, you guys heard him. He said if they want the smoke, they can get the smoke. I'm like, no, that's not what he said. He said if you want the smoke, you're gonna get cancer. And it was fantastic, and we are not ignoring this. Shinsuke, I'm so sorry they fucked up your run as WWE champion and gave it to you. Because if that's the kind of promo work we could have got, that would have been fantastic. Did you see Garza backstage?
Yeah.
All right, so he's flirting with Lana now, which everyone flirts with Lana.
And Garza flirts with everybody. So yeah.
Lana is not known to be the most faithful to Rusev. Makes sense to me.
I mean, in storyline, she's divorced from Rusev, so
Zelina comes in and tries to shut that shit down, and Garza's just tired of being cock-blocked. Like, he's sick of that shit. He's sick of Zelina ruining his good time. He's not having it. Andrade and Garza end up getting into an argument. Zelina bails.
So fuck that shit.
Says she's done with them, and they're bullshit, which leads to something we're going to talk about a little later, but Zelina entering the women's division as a singles competitor, which I'm very interested in.
Yeah, me too. It's like no, it's about time because I liked her work in TNA when as herself Thea Trinidad. It was like she was fun to watch. So I'm sure she's got some more. We've seen her a few times in the ring, WWE. So yeah, she can go. I'm with it.
Did you see the Hurt Business?
I did.
So they cut a promo. Cedric says he's tired of being hurt and tired and beat up. Ricochet comes out and then loses Cedric Alexander and sells the fuck out of the lumbar check.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude.
It was that was like on the level of The Rock selling the stunner. It's like it was right there. He did the back break thing and flew into the air. It's just like, yeah.
He did the back break thing and then landed on his neck and broke his neck too. Like, he sold the shit out of that lumbar check. D-Rod, I don't know if you listened to our episode last week, but we had Wreak Havoc on, and he was talking about how he feels that the Hurt Business is the evolution of Monday Night Raw in 2020.
Why not? I love the Hurt Business, and I'm going to tell you later on when we get to it that the ending of Raw this week has got me hooked for
Okay.
next week's Raw.
Well, we got a Retribution promo. Clearly, they're bigger than just the main core members. We have a bunch of people come in.
Yeah, definitely saw Mia Yim there this time.
It
so.
looked like Mia Yim for sure. Possibly Mercedes Martinez, Dominic Dijakovic. Mojo Rawley's been confirmed, but I didn't see him there. So we don't know who's really in it and what's going on. Somebody even went and took the audio from last week and lowered all of the volume or raised it up, whatever they did, fucked with the audio so you could hear the voices to try and figure out who was in it. I'm thinking to myself, you guys do realize they've had 46 different people in and out of this, and they're all wearing masks. So just because Dominic Dijakovic or Mercedes Martinez cuts a promo as Retribution doesn't necessarily mean they're in Retribution. They may just be using them for this time. We don't know who's in it or what's going on, but it's fun to speculate. They talk about how WWE is a corporate machine of lies that cast people aside. More of this insinuation that these members were at one point hired by WWE and either not utilized or sent to catering or something along those lines where they were hurt.
This is why I know it's not true and people keep saying it, but I'm like, don't get your hopes up. But it would be so great if it was, if this whole thing was led by CM Punk. But since it's not, we got to settle for what they're going to give us. So it's just...
See, now, if WWE made it so CM Punk was actually the hacker and the hacker was leading Retribution, this would be one of the biggest things to happen in the last 5 years in wrestling.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing. But no.
They won't.
They won't do it.
No.
No, they
WWE, you don't have the balls to make CM Punk the leader of Retribution. I'm calling you out, Vince.
And they want us to forget about the hacker. So,
Vince, your grapefruits have shriveled up. You ain't got the balls to do it.
Yeah, man. You are all the way down to raisins now, sir.
You're not a genetic jackhammer. You're a genetic geriatric now. God damn it. Did you get to see Asuka versus Mickie James?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. So Asuka wins.
Does she? Does she?
Sort of.
Does she, man?
Technically.
Huh? Did she win?
Dude, so from everything that I've seen and read, the speculation is that Mickie James sold so well during the match that in the back they actually thought she was knocked loopy, and then they called the match because of it. That is what I read.
I literally have in my notes, what the fuck was that finish?
Oh, yeah, no. I literally tweeted out, what the fuck was that finish? So basically, Asuka gets Mickie James in a submission, and the ref calls for it, even though Mickie hasn't tapped. And then you see Mickie clearly what the fuck? And Asuka what the fuck? And Mickey's basically almost crying, upset, and has to get out of the ring. And then I'm assuming to fill time, maybe it was planned. Zelina comes out, says that she's joining the women's division. She's better than all these women. She's ready for a title shot. She wants a title shot, so on and so forth. The ref's excuse was that Mickie James couldn't continue, but clearly she could.
But afterwards, she just sat up and was looking at him like, what the fuck?
This whole thing was fucking weird. The whole thing was fucked up.
Yeah, just.
Did you talk to Bruce Pritchard or Conrad and have him ask Bruce Pritchard?
Well, see, we could ask Bruce Pritchard what's going on here, Matt.
Oh, so you are admitting he's your cousin?
No, I'm not admitting it. I didn't say that, Travis.
Why couldn't we ask him what's going on here? I thought he was.
You called him cousin Bruce Pritchard, though.
No, Conrad's his cousin. Conrad works with Bruce.
Oh, okay.
Because Alabama. Bruce isn't from Alabama.
No.
Where's Bruce from? Texas, right?
Yeah. So, did you talk to your cousin and have him ask Bruce what was going on?
No, I didn't. But I have been told
by your cousin.
By my
You know, you asked for this, right? Like you said, "Hey, let me come on the show." Like,
I know I asked for this,
Okay.
and I'm going to give it right back to you here in a little bit, Matt, if you want to bring up Drew McIntyre again, because I'm about sick and tired of him as your WWE champion. All right? So just
well, we'll talk about Drew again.
let's talk about Drew again. But anyways, I've been told that maybe this is happening to Mickey was because of some comments that was made by Nick Aldis.
So, Travis, if you are not familiar with this situation, Nick Aldis, former wrestler for Impact, current NWA champion, said some things about Bruce Pritchard because Bruce Pritchard said some things about Nick Aldis in an interview. Those two don't seem to be getting along. So the insinuation is that Mickey's being punished for her husband's actions because Nick popped a few babies into Mickey and then put a ring on it. So he must have liked it. And I don't blame him because I would have put a ring on Mickey right away. Like,
Yeah, definitely. Right after she grabbed Trish by the pussy, that would have been it for me. Like, yep, we're getting married.
we don't say that, Travis. We say trumped her.
Okay, sorry.
Like, after Mickey trumped Trish.
You're right. Right after Mickey Trump Trish, I'd have put a ring on.
Gotta be slightly politically correct here. Jesus Christ.
But no, yeah, I don't know if that's what they're doing in WWE. I don't think so, because there's so many people they could quote, like, you know, punish for things that their spouses do in other companies. So it's just I don't buy that.
Yeah.
Did you see Bobby Lashley versus Eric?
No, but I saw the Hurt Business go back in the back and make a deal. Was this before or after that?
This is before that. So basically what happened is during that match with Cedric and Ricochet,
yeah,
Bobby Lashley and Eric brawled to the back and disappeared, which set up a match later in the night. And I'll talk about that when we get to Not Good Enough for Hulu. Did you see KO's promo about Aleister Black?
Yes.
Again, what the fuck did they cut from the show?
Well, they cut the Bobby Lashley match, so we know that.
Yeah. KO cuts promo about his issues with Aleister Black and about how Aleister's angry from sitting in a room and makes quips and fun shit. And Aleister then shows up and does not look happy with the comments that Kevin Owens made. And it sets up a match for later, which we'll get to. Did you see that match later?
No.
Okay. So they showed you the promo and they didn't show you the match?
Now that I think about it, I didn't see the promo on Raw. I saw it on YouTube.
It, Travis.
Saw it on YouTube. I know I saw the promo.
You are not allowed to watch YouTube before the show. You save your YouTubes for Saturday.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
God damn it. Did you see Braun Strowman show up on Raw Underground?
I didn't see Raw Underground at all.
Did you see Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy backstage before their match?
And Seth told him, like, mind your business, stay the fuck back here.
You ever watch those, like, or see previews on Pornhub for, like, those rough pornos where it's like girls choking girls and pushing them up against walls and just like really being rough with them, like fingering them super hard and shit, and they're squirting everywhere?
Yeah, D. Williams is good at those.
Yeah. That's what this was like. Like, he's grabbing Buddy Murphy by the throat, pushing him up against walls, just getting very physical and violent with him. I thought they were going to start 69, and I didn't know what was going to happen.
Bridget B does those very well, too.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. That she just popped it in my head now. I can think about it a little bit more and let you know.
I was listening to the Dead Ass Girls, and they had CJ on there, and he was talking, like, they did a Fuck, Marry, Kill, and
Who's CJ?
He's somebody on Twitter that we'll talk about later.
Okay.
You'd be entertained.
Okay.
Anyway, he said he was going to marry Sarah J, and I don't care.
Who were the other two?
Lisa Ann, and I can't remember the third one. But it was fuck Lisa.
Oh, I think I remember seeing that. Julie Cash was the other one.
Yes.
So yeah.
I can't marry Sarah J. That face, man.
I wouldn't marry Sarah J. Out of those three, I'm marrying Lisa Ann. That's the one I'm marrying. Then I'll fuck Sarah J. I'll kill Julie Cash.
You too, huh?
Yeah.
No, dude, Sarah J's face just doesn't do it for me. But anyway, what we're talking about. Seth Rollins gets rough with Buddy Murphy. Not happy about the situation from last week. Definitely not happy about getting a cage slammed in his face during that cage match. So we got the cage match. Seth defeats Dom. After, like I said, Seth attacks Murphy because he got hit in the face with the cage door. He was not happy about it. What's interesting here And I don't know if it's important or not, because half of Twitter's like, oh, you guys are drawing conclusions and you shouldn't really think about it. It wasn't a big deal. Other people are like, oh shit, there's something here. All of the Mysterio family go in to check on Dominic, except for Ray's daughter, who stops to check on Buddy Murphy on the outside. Everyone else walks past him. She stops and checks to make sure Buddy Murphy's okay. Now, the fact that poor Dominic is led out to the ring like it's his first day of school every week by his entire family, that now Aaliyah Mysterio is part of the WWE in backstage segments along with Angie and Ray. They very well could be building something with her and Buddy going forward, continuing the feud with Dom, where Dom's not happy that his sister is dating Buddy Murphy or into Buddy Murphy or whatever, doing some storytelling. It is a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there is a seed planted there, and a beautiful baby girl or boy may be born from it. We will see.
I'm thinking with that, it's probably more, I probably won't be a romantic thing, but it's more of her, having a bit more concern, just being a human being about it, and the family not liking her being close to him at all. I don't think it'll turn anything into anything romantic because of that. I'm thinking it'll be just a plot point,
All right. Did you see? Well, you saw the main event, which we're going to talk about. When Drew was.
Hold on.
I hear you.
I know.
How am I frozen? Okay.
You're froze. You're back now. Anyway, go back. He said, I saw the main event.
Yes, but did you see them brawl in that weird half-ring interview segment? Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, Drew McIntyre's out here talking Drew shit. Keith Lee takes some issue with some of the things Drew said. Definitely taking issue with the fact that Drew implied that Keith Lee might not have beaten Randy Orton had Drew not shown up. Keith Lee's like, listen, the one time I fought Randy Orton and you didn't fucking show up, I did win, bitch.
Yeah. So mind your fucking business. I get it. I'd have whooped his ass too.
They're supposed to be friends, but they start brawling.
That's fine. Sometimes you got to fight your friends, right, Matt?
Sometimes you got to fight your friends. Sometimes you got to fight your friends. Did you see the Riot Squad, Travis?
No.
Okay. Then our main event, Lee versus Drew. The Retribution attack. So there's no finish to the match. This is where the Hurt Business comes down to fight them off as per the contract that we talked about earlier, where he went up to Adam Pearce and was like, hey, just so you know, since your security isn't doing a good job, we, the Hurt Business, are a business, and for some money, we can take care of this Retribution problem for you. Adam Pearce thought they were volunteering. He's like, no, you gotta pay me.
No.
No, that's not how this works.
We are a business, sir.
I'm guessing Adam Pearce cut the check because they came down all in suits, very Evolution-esque, took off the jackets, got in the fray with Retribution, started brawling, and we have this beautiful over-the-top rope double suicide dive spot, flipping senton spot from both Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre, two big-ass dudes taking out an entire crowd of people, believably, because they literally spanned the entire crowd of people. It wasn't just like four guys catching one little dude and everyone falling down. It looked like these guys wiped them out. All right, D-Rod, say what you got to say about Drew McIntyre.
Well, you know what I'm going to say because you was on UWO. You saw my tweet. You saw what I had to say.
Yeah, it was trash. I remember specifically.
But I didn't. So what'd you say?
I said that Drew McIntyre, as soon as possible, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I know a lot of people enjoy Drew as the champ. I think as soon as possible, at the right moment, he needs to drop the strap.
It's fine with me. Like, it's one of those, I've never been real high on Drew.
No.
So.
That is not what D-Rod said. What D-Rod said was that Drew
McIntyre
is a mid-card champion at best and should not be WWE champion. That is what D-Rod said.
Wait a minute.
He did not say.
Hold on.
That's a bit far.
Am I wrong?
I don't think you're saying what I said.
I'm pretty sure you said he was a mid-card champion at best and should not be WWE champion.
Well, he would be a great United States champion, would he not? Would he not?
He would. He's also been a fantastic WWE champion
That's
in an era with
debatable.
no crowds,
He's been fine.
doing his best.
Yeah, he's been fine.
He's been
I
fine.
will agree, but not
To me,
great.
he feels holding that belt. He's been fine. I wouldn't say he's a mid-card champion at best, which is what the tweet was, which is why it got called trash. So don't come in here with your falsehoods thinking I'm not paying attention, I'm not going to remember. I have a very keen memory. I know exactly what that tweet was. And it was not he should drop it right away because
I
he's
did
been
say that, though.
okay.
I did say
You
that
did,
he should
but
drop
it wasn't because he's been okay. It's because he's mid-card at best. That's what that was.
Yeah,
I'm just
like,
saying.
I've never really been high on him as champion, like I said, but I never hated it. It's just like this whole period, you know, quarantine, pandemic time has been a whole lot of. So that was one. It's just like I'm fine with it. Let's get through this. But now it's starting to get a lot better. So we'll see.
Yeah, they're doing their best to get us to where we want to be with crowd interaction and all that shit. All right, D-Rock.
They just need to fix that piped in crowd noise, though. They keep fucking that up. Like,
Dude, it was weird again tonight. It was like
Yeah.
silent for most of the night.
yeah,
and-
yeah. It's just like if you're gonna do it right, or just don't do it at all.
By the way, Matt. By the way,
Yes.
I was on Thunderdome on Monday Night Raw, and when I was on when Drew cut his promo at the beginning,
Okay.
and the whole time, I was booing the crap out of him.
I may have to go look for that and see if I can find you on there booing him. You are evil. General consensus about the Hurt Business and Retribution coming down, attacking. How'd you guys enjoy that?
I loved it.
Yeah, I enjoyed that too. When them coming out and just taking the jackets off, rolling the sleeves. I'm like, all right, they're here. Let's do this shit. And they, not backing down, not scared of a fight because
Yep.
we're here to do a job. Let's do our job. Let's get these motherfuckers.
It is now a 4-man faction. There's not necessarily Now, I will say this. While I did say that I didn't want to see MVP being the one in the title picture, I didn't think he should have gone for the U.S. title, blah, 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 blah. I would not mind MVP and Shelton teaming up.
Yeah.
Because as we've talked about last week, it looks like they're going to push Cedric as the Randy Orton of the group. Bobby is clearly the main eventer in that group. So I wouldn't mind seeing Shelton and MVP teaming up and bringing a little something to the tag division. And I think those two would be entertaining as shit together in the tag division because MVP has all of the stuff that Shelton Benjamin doesn't, and Shelton Benjamin has all of the in-ring that MVP doesn't at his age. So those two would complement each other. All right, D-Rod, Monday Night Raw, spit or swallow.
I enjoyed it. I'm going to swallow.
Travis?
I'm swallowing.
All right. I am swallowing as well. Not good enough for Hulu, Monday Night Raw edition. And Travis, some of this shit pissed me the fuck off. So Braun Strowman shows up to motherfucking Raw Underground. You know why that pisses me off?
Why does that piss you off?
Because it's Raw Underground, not SmackDown Underground. And you are a SmackDown contracted employee. Stay the fuck on SmackDown.
Wait a minute. Hold it. Wait a minute.
Yes.
Hasn't this been a problem for a while?
Yes, and it's pissed me off.
It's been pissing him off for a long time too. Like
I
Matt
have
hates
always
this
had a
shit.
problem with this. Here's the thing: if you have a brand split, keep them the fuck apart. I don't want any bullshit fucking once a quarter crossover, blah blah, blah wild card rule bullshit.
No.
Raw is Raw, SmackDown is SmackDown. Make them feel as different as possible. Do not bring them together until it is motherfucking Survivor Series, and then Royal Rumble, obviously in the Royal Rumble, and maybe a little crossover at WrestleMania if your Royal Rumble winner's on one show and he's challenging someone else. But that is it. That is it. Stop with this bullshit. Braun Strowman basically comes in and fucks everyone up. You got Dolph Ziggler and what the fuck's his name? I got it written down here.
Riddick Moss, I think.
Yeah,
Was that
Riddick
it?
Moss, yeah.
Mm.
Going at it. Braun Strowman comes in, gets involved in their fight. And then throughout the night, as we keep going back to Raw Underground, Travis, it's just Braun Strowman beating someone up and then Riddick Moss or Dolph Ziggler trying to fight him again and getting beat up again. And then finally, Dabba-Kato shows up and it looks like Braun Strowman and Dabba-Kato were going to go at it. And Shane says, no, not tonight. Save it for next week. So now Braun Strowman's going to go back next week.
They don't do that on Raw Underground.
They did this time.
I did.
No, man, on Underground, they just fight. We don't save shit on Underground. I'm glad it didn't make Hulu. That's trash.
Bobby Lashley defeated Eric of the Viking Raiders. KO's promo. Also, KO defeated Aleister Black. We've got Aleister Black in tights, and I don't know how I feel about Aleister Black in tights. Because they're not tight tights, Travis.
Oh, they're not tight tights?
No, they're not tight tights.
Damn.
Retribution basically screws Aleister, though. They make the lights go out, cause a distraction, allowing Kevin Owens to get the stunner and the win. That was also weird to me that Retribution screwed over Aleister Black and not Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens is the babyface in the feud. You'd think that a heel group would screw over the babyface and not the heel in the group.
I don't think. See, that's the thing. I don't think Retribution cares.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can get it.
Okay. Riot Squad defeat Lana and Natalya with the champs on commentary. Nia and Shayna make a statement with Lana by beating her up after the match, destroying her, blah, 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 blah. That was really it. That was not good enough for Hulu. It was Raw Underground, Bobby Lashley getting a win, Riot Squad getting a win, and Kevin Owens and Aleister Black, which is kind of disappointing that they didn't put that on, but wasn't anything special. All right, let's talk SmackDown. We kick it off with the dirt sheet. Miz is talking all this shit about all these things and how great the dirt sheet is. Miz and Morrison don't fucking do it for me at all together. The dirt sheet doesn't do it for me. I don't like it. It's stupid. It's cheesy. The Miz had the stroke to talk to WWE officials to get Mandy Rose moved over, traded to Monday Night Raw. And mind you, don't say traded if someone didn't come to SmackDown for Mandy Rose, because then it is not a trade.
Maybe
what did SmackDown get?
Draft picks.
Future draft picks. The fuck out of here. They got cap space. That's what they got.
Yeah.
They got fucking cap space.
Free up some cap space, man. Yeah,
So
man, that salary cap is a bitch, bro. Like, it's a problem.
Miz did it for Otis to help Otis out so he could focus, blah, blah, blah. Otis comes down. And listen, if you're going to do this and Otis is going to be angry and he's going to want to fight Miz for sending his girlfriend to another show, don't stomp around like a fucking bushwhacker in your entrance. Run down there and whoop some ass. Don't come out with your Money in the Bank lunchbox and briefcase and go like this and get all excited. Go down there and whoop some fucking ass, which eventually he did. He went down. They attacked the Miz and Morrison. Tucker comes out.
Remember that time on NXT when
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
In her full entrance.
In her full
before saving Bianca Belair.
Before coming out to help Bianca Belair when she was jumped.
Mm.
And it's just like, same shit. Same
Yes.
shit.
Yep.
This wasn't as egregious because nobody was getting their ass beat while Otis was doing his thing. But still, no. Just go out there and fight him in this situation.
Yeah. After they beat down the Miz, Otis strips the Miz to his underwear. Clearly, I really don't believe that the Miz wears tighty whities, and it looked like he went and bought these like right before the show just for this segment. They were way too clean, way too brand new. Also, who wears tighty whities in fucking 2020? Really?
I feel like Miz is the type of person that wears man thongs.
Yeah, exactly. He wears Speedos, he wears man thongs. He's not wearing tighty whities. I don't believe it. All this is apparently a setup. Miz set this up so his attorney could take the video, use it to sue Otis or threaten to sue Otis if he doesn't relinquish the Money in the Bank contract, which we got later where he got served. He's got 1 week to decide if he's going to relinquish it. It's weird that I couldn't care less about a Money in the Bank holder after he was the best thing on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Mandy and Sonya and all that stuff they did was great. And then you put the Miz in it, and now I just don't give two shits. I don't even really want to see him cash it in because I would have at one point been stoked to see Otis get a really short WWE title run. And I would have thought, okay, that was cool. They did that for him. Now I really don't like. Again, he's one
that should have cashed in right away.
Right away.
They missed the boat because they were waiting for Roman to come back.
Yeah, they should have had him like as soon as like right after that match, like that championship match. Just whatever match they had after Money in the Bank happened, The very next time there was a title match, whoever wins that championship match is super fucked up and hurt. He runs out, all hype and shit, and cashes in right then and there. He holds it for like a week and a half, and they get it back or some shit. Like, that's the only way to do that and make it actually work. Like you said, they missed the boat.
Yep.
Then we had a Lucha House Party thing that no one cares about.
Yep.
Jay, we had some promo issues tonight. Jay kind of stumbled through his promo. He was having a hard time with it. Basically, he's saying that Paul talked to Jay for Roman to let him know that last week was miscommunication. I would like to know. And I think Jay was trying to convey that he didn't believe that bullshit. But at what point of you standing next to your cousin while your cousin challenges someone else to a match, is there a miscommunication where you don't come out for the match till it's basically over to win it? Where was that miscommunication?
The miscommunication is between the two of them when he never said he would be a part of it.
Fair enough. I had this god-awful Matt Riddle promo.
What?
This is during that time where I told you
What do you mean, what?
What?
This was during that time where I told you I saw the shit but didn't really see it, and I kind of was hearing it in the background, and I'm just like, this sounds stupid, and I'm just gonna try to fall asleep right now because I'm in pain. But yeah.
Dear God, DROD, please do not tell me that you don't understand Orange Cassidy, but you are going to defend
I'm not saying I'm
all the
defend
different
it.
ways to say bro to show emotion.
If you can like Orange Cassidy, I can like this.
This is why we have hashtag Ritter over Riddle, because this was trash. This was god awful. I
wasn't even watching. I just heard it, and I'm just like, why does he keep saying it? Stop saying this. Why is this happening?
Because there were little captions at the bottom that said happy or sad. Or
it's something like every now and then I kind of would crack my eyes open and see there was words at the bottom. I'm like, okay, this must be a translation thing, and this is stupid. I'm going back to sleep. It's just, yeah,
fucking god awful. You got something positive you want to say about it? Like, D-Rod, you enjoyed it? You thought it was fun?
I mean, it is what it is, man. You just can't sit here and say, oh, it was, I guess you don't know how to say bro in a sad way or something. Or you don't know how to say bro in a happy way. Maybe that's why you didn't like the promo.
I didn't need
because you can't get on Matt Riddle's level, Mr. Matt Ritter.
I didn't need to be stoner-splained all of the ways to say fucking bro. This was geared towards this was a Sesame Street segment is what I'm going to call that. Then we had a moment of bliss with Nikki.
Bro.
We had a moment of bliss with Nikki Cross. Alexa's got to ask the hard questions like, hey, you've lost to Bayley every time you fought her this year. What's going to be different? Nikki's got a plan. Lacey comes out, interrupts, and just destroys she struggled through that promo, stumbled over her words. It didn't feel genuine at all, which is she can come out and, read a scripted promo fairly well and sell it. This time, dude, she struggled hard. Basically says Nikki has no mean streak. So the way Nikki decides to show us that she has a mean streak is she takes Lacey Evans' hanky and blows her nose in it and then throws it back at her.
So she's 12.
Yes. Well, she's the height of a 12-year-old.
She is.
We love Thicky Cross, though. We really do. Basically, Lacey loses to Nikki. And then after the match, this is where the interesting part comes in. Lacey crawls to the announce table, muttering some shit that I didn't really understand. She does say the Fiend, though. And when she says the Fiend, Alexa Bliss, who was on commentary, singing Nikki's praises the whole match, gets up, starts looking off into the distance, grabs Lacey Evans, and hits one of the most beautiful fucking Sister Abigail's I have seen. Travis, she does the Sister Abigail almost as good, if not better.
She
than
nails that shit. Second time in a row, fucking nailed it.
And then I had some dude on Twitter come and say, not as good as Switchblade Jay White. And I'm like, who?
Who the fuck is that?
That's what I said. And he's like, oh, former New Japan Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion. I'm like, who did he ever beat? And then he listed a bunch of non-consequential people like Kenny Omega. And I'm like,
oh, man. He beat Kenny Omega. Well, I've been watching AEW. Apparently, everybody beats Kenny Omega. So
the thing was, it wasn't like who has the best Sister Abigail. It's just, I think Alexa did great. And then it was, oh, but this person does it better. I think they even tagged me in a video of it. I'm not going to watch that shit. I have no interest in New Japan Pro Wrestling. There's a reason I don't watch it.
I'm telling you, man, that mute button, hit it. Use it.
I wonder if he's actually going to listen to this. That'd actually be kind of funny.
That
Then
would
we had
be
this
great.
really cool tribute from Paul Heyman about the Samoan dynasty and everyone in the Samoan dynasty.
By the way,
Warriors like Umaga. Yeah, go ahead.
let me take this a step further than what I said last week when I was like, I didn't realize how close they grew up together and all that kind of shit. Didn't realize until this week they're the same fucking age.
Yeah.
Like just like a few months apart.
Yeah.
So like they graduated from high school together and all that shit.
Played
Like,
football together.
yeah, all that shit. Well, I knew they played football together and all that, but you can be different ages and play on the same football team. But it's just like, yo, when I saw the graduation picture, I'm like, why are they all in wait, are they the same fucking age? And I looked like, God damn.
We got this beautiful Samoan dynasty promo where he talks about everyone really getting the lineage out and then basically saying, and Roman's the best of all of them.
The tribal chief.
Then we got AJ versus Sammy. I didn't write down who won this match. Did AJ win the match or did
AJ
Sammy?
won.
AJ won.
Was there a winner?
AJ. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a
Oh
winner,
he rolled him up and grabbed his pants.
because
Yeah,
then
Yep.
that waste of space, Jeff Hardy, who is holding the IC title, comes down with the ladder and beats on Sammy, and
we
so
got
we're
there,
gonna get a
Matt.
triple threat ladder match.
We got there.
Why is AJ a part of it?
I don't know why Edge is a part of it either, but we
It
got
should-
the ladder match. It should just be Sammy and
Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, WrestleMania 9 ladder match. That's what it should be. Intercontinental titles. Who's the real champ? Instead, we've got Michael Cole saying Sammy's not a champ. Sammy this, Sammy that. And we got AJ Styles in the mix for whatever reason, because he's not the guy that was champ who had to, quote unquote, relinquish it. He's not the guy that's currently holding the title. He has no reason to fucking be in this feud. He has in no way, shape, or form got any claim to that belt. I'm really disappointed that they did it this way. We talked Otis got served. The security guard that 2 weeks ago screwed over Big E and is apparently good friends with Sheamus now, comes to talk to Sheamus. Sheamus praises him a whole bunch, thanks him for his work. And he's like, oh, by the way, your car's getting towed. Sheamus goes outside, and the attendant, who I thought it was you, Travis. I was like, oh, hey, look, Valet Travis at SmackDown. No, it was Big E dressed as a valet, starts whooping on Sheamus. Sheamus gets away, and then he says, fuck it, and beats the shit out of the security guard that screwed him over.
that set him up last week. Yeah, man. You got to, Listen, I've heard this said, and I've adopted it as one of my own phrases now. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
I agree. I'm glad Big E's back. I'm still bummed that we're still doing the Sheamus thing with him, but I guess we have to get to a certain point with Roman before we can add Big E into that mix. We got to build Big E up a little bit more before we throw him up against Roman Reigns. So we'll probably have him run through Sheamus and Corbin, and we'll get there. We had the Mystery Woman promo. DROD, who does your cousin say the Mystery Woman is?
Well, it's clearly, my mystery cousin says it's Carmella.
She turned. I saw that nose. I'm with you. I think it's Carmella. My wife made it very clear that she's wearing a wig. It's clearly a wig. It is not in any way, shape, or form her hair. Because I was like, man, Carmella, there's no way she dyed her hair that blonde. But if she's wearing a wig, I saw a glimpse of the nose. I know that nose. I'm going to say it's Carmella. Travis, you with that?
Yeah, I'm with you on Carmella.
All right. And then last but not least, we have the Samoan street fight, which the commentators are debating on what the difference between a Samoan street fight and a regular street fight is. They don't even know. Roman and Jay defeat Sheamus and Corbin.
It's like the difference between a regular street fight and a Chicago street fight. It's just, Chicago street fight happens in Chicago. A Samoan street fight involves Samoans.
Okay. You should have been commentating because Corey Graves and Michael Cole could not figure it out for the life.
There's often times where I feel like I should be on the show. It's just
or writing,
either one. Hey, talk to your cousin. Tell him to talk to Bruce.
I'll
Tell
do
him
that.
I just need to be somebody's manager because they're
Yep,
not.
and
Because all they got is Paul. And
I'll get Matt. He can be Drew McIntyre's manager.
Welcome
because
to the
that would work.
moon.
That would be great.
So he gets Drew. I get Keith Lee. And
There you go.
Oh, that'll be that. See, Travis, that right there is a beautiful idea.
It is. It writes itself.
Because Travis and I cutting promos on each other, ignoring our
ignoring the fact that we got these two big bad motherfuckers.
D-Rod, Spit or Swallows, SmackDown.
I'll be honest. I mean, it was all right. I love Big E. Love him coming out, whooping up on the security guard. But I'm going to spit.
Wait, we didn't talk about this ending, though.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it.
Roman, Jay excited leaving, and Roman.
The smile fades and looked at him like, all right, now I'm going to fuck you up.
Roman is doing some fantastic work since his return. I will give as much hate as Roman Reigns got. I will give him all the credit in the world. Since his return, he has been fantastic. He is playing this perfectly.
My one problem, and I know they're doing it to sell shirts, but my one problem I got is while he was gone, he got super jacked. They got him out there with a shirt on still. I'm like, dude, you did all that work. Show it off, man. Show the chesticles. Like,
at least he's not out there in a fucking vest anymore.
Yep.
At least they got rid of the fucking bulletproof vest.
Yeah, this is true. But like, come on, man. You did all that work, got your stuff all jacked like that, man. Take the shirt off. But I get it. They're selling shirts. It's fine. But that's the one thing that I'd be like, wish that was better.
Are you spitting or swallowing, Travis?
I'm swallowing.
I'm gonna swallow too. I didn't love the show, but I didn't hate the show, and there was a couple highlights in there. And really, if you can give me a couple things without giving me something I absolutely hate, 9 times out of 10 I'll swallow. I'm easy like that.
He is.
All right, D-Rod, in your opinion, in your honest, unbiased opinion, AEW, NXT, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, what was your favorite show of the week?
Monday Night Raw.
I'm about to say, you only swallowed one show.
Monday
Travis,
Night Raw.
What was your favorite show of the week?
Oh, Monday Night Raw.
Well, it doesn't even matter what I vote then, so we're going to go Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw.
No.
What's your opinion? Your opinion is AEW, isn't it? He's going to say
it's AEW.
I know
you don't want to say it. You're embarrassed.
Say it out loud.
You're embarrassed.
It's AEW. I know you.
Come on,
it's actually
Matt.
Not. It's actually Monday Night Raw. AEW may have had one of the best matches of the week in that parking lot brawl, but one match does not make a show the greatest. And I really do, as everyone knows, love Keith Lee and everything that's going on there. No, it definitely is Monday Night Raw, even though I'm not 100% sold on some of this Retribution stuff. They're really dragging this shit out. Maybe they'll Survivor Series. We'll see. But yeah, no, I'm with you guys. Monday Night Raw, best show of the week. D-Rod, can you please let everyone listening to this show know where they can find you on Twitter, read your articles, all that good shit?
You can find me at wrestlingnewsworld.com every Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. Also on Twitter at CEO DROD, and also on Twitch, twitch.tv/DROD2222.
All right. And I don't know how. I think what happened was D-Rod went and said the Smackin' It Raw podcast should be the official podcast of Wrestling News World.
I agree.
And then someone Googled it, and Smacked Raw podcast came up first, so they hit up Kyle, and I think that's what happened.
I agree. I mean, let's be honest. You don't record 7-hour shows by accident, so.
You're right. We have never done such a thing. It's never happened once.
So
I'm sorry, Kyle. That wasn't me. That was D-Rod.
I'm uncensored against Kai because he fears me.
D-Rod is
Kyle fears D-Rod. You guys can find me on Twitter at Matt Ritter. There's at MATTRIDDER. You guys can find Travis on Twitter and Instagram at Sir Cussalott. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. We have a Facebook group. Please go check out our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/SmackinItRaw, where we have chats every night that there is a wrestling show on, whether it's AEW, NXT, Raw, or SmackDown. There is a chat for you. It's been kind of dead lately, but wrestling's been kind of dead lately. I know there's a lot of stuff going on. I understand it, but the more people we get in there, the more people talking, asking questions, the more fun it is for everyone. Our pay-per-view chats are normally pretty damn good. So please go there and check that out. You guys can find all the Creation World stuff on Twitter and Instagram at The Creation World. It is at THECREATIA World on Twitter and Instagram. Go follow them. That'll get you links to everything. You guys can find them on Facebook as well at facebook.com/Creation World. All the videos on Facebook for our podcast, every podcast that Travis does, produces, and takes a part in are put there. And even the ones that he's not on that I do without him, where I go Facebook Live, those are all there first. You guys can find that content there. On my Twitter, at Matt Ritter, there's at MATTRIDDER. As I said, you guys can find the link trees. Link trees will get you links to our YouTube. Go subscribe to the YouTube. If you're listening to the show and you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, and we keep telling you to subscribe to the YouTube, you're a fucking idiot. So go do what we say.
Yes.
Subscribe to the YouTube. Also, there is a link there to take you to our merch store at Teespring, where you can get an awesome Smackin' Raw t-shirt like DROD did. There it is again. Look at how beautiful that is. Look at how clean that looks.
shirt is lovely.
Go get that shirt. Or the other design that I have, the other Smackin' Raw t-shirt design that's up there. Either one. Or Creation World t-shirt. Whatever you want. We got plenty of stuff there for you. So go check that out. And of course, we are the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub. So you guys can find us, subscribe, listen, watch over on Pornhub. And then while you're there, go check out Lisa Ann. Go check out Sarah J. Go look up some of those rough porn videos that Travis was talking about earlier.
Oh, we're talking about D. Williams and Bridget B. They do other stuff, but you know, I just know I've seen them do that.
And then after you go smack it raw and you need a little break, something to relax, you sit back, listen to us. We'll give you some recovery time. You'll be ready to go by the time the show's over. Did I forget anything, Travis? Oh, Super Flashy Arrow. Is there a no? There's not.
No.
You're not doing it.
Let me tell you what happened. So, yeah, this is partially my own fuck up.
Okay, that's
partially.
Travis admitted it's
partially.
That's
partially.
Okay.
Basically,
what happened was
there were a few technical difficulties on Saturday.
Okay.
So because of that, we weren't able to watch it together, me and Mara.
Okay.
Now, when that happened, I said, that's fine. We'll just watch tomorrow. Problem is, those shows, you know, the panels and shit were no longer available tomorrow, the next day. So had I known that would have happened, I would have just went ahead and watched them anyway by myself. So we could have still done the show.
Yes.
But because I thought they would be there the next day and they weren't, we no longer have any of that information. So that happened. So like that's why I said it's partially my fault.
Yeah.
But had the technical difficulties not happened, it wouldn't have even been a situation.
Okay.
So, you know.
I would have just made Mara go research everything and then send you notes and then just got that info. But and you can also look up trailers and shit on YouTube and watch the trailers for the stuff that they talk about and release.
Yeah, but it's more than just trailers and those things. It's, you know, they just
important stuff.
No, they discuss like where the show is going on, because most of the trailers they do is like from the first episode. It tells you almost nothing.
Well, if you guys are a fan of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, the Arrowverse and the CW, or those DC superhero shows, please go check out Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. You guys can find it everywhere you guys find us.
Yeah, just go back
YouTube,
and watch it, you know, watch it back.
Stuff.
All of you who watched, you know, who are watching late, watching this stuff on Netflix and all that, you can still go back and listen to the podcast.
And same deal, facebook.com/group/Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. There is a group there as well. You can go join and chat and discuss all your favorite DC superhero shit. Maybe I can get Travis to do a Doom Patrol show because I've been loving Doom Patrol. I finished season 2.
See, the problem is that'll require me to get, you know, others to watch the show, and for me to not want to. No, you get one show. You get one show. You get one. Mara gets one.
Technically, Mara and John are both on Creation Conversation. I'm not, so
that's my show though. That doesn't count.
Aren't they all your shows except for this one? Because I'm the only other host.
No, you're the one that tried to claim Super Flashy was Mara's show.
I'm right when it works for me, Travis. Is there anything else that we need to talk about, discuss, plug?
Nope. We need to talk about how this podcast is ending.
Yes. For Sir Cussalott, Travis Pointer, and DROD, I am the Warden, Matt Ritter. We are Smackin' Raw, and we are the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
Peace.
Thank you.